The other day, I had the pleasure of finishing NieR Replicant for the first time, and it's time to sit down and talk about the experience. If you've been on the fence about whether or not you should give it a go, or if playing through all of the 5 endings is worth it, this is a video for you. I wouldn't dare spoil anything for you, so this is a safe watch, but if you want to avoid all the in-game footage altogether, feel free to alt-tab and just listen to it. My name is V, and if you're here on the channel for the first time, subbing is a great idea if you're a fan of RPGs. On this channel, you'll find plenty of playthroughs, live streams, reviews, highlights, and shorts, mostly focusing on JRPGs, SRPGs, ARPGs, and occasional adventure games. The story of NieR Replicant should be one of your main reasons to play this game if you haven't yet. At first, you'll be confused. Some things may seem disconnected and odd, but I promise you it's all a part of the journey. The game is meant to take you by surprise, and your experience doesn't end when the credits roll for the first time. As a matter of fact, it's only just the beginning, and experiencing all the endings feels like an extremely well done payoff. If you're playing the 1.2 version that includes ending E as well, you are in for a treat, and I can 100% claim that the entire game is worth playing through just to get to it. If you're still a bit confused about the story, even after finishing all the endings, there are some great videos out there that'll do a wonderful job at explaining it further, but you should be able to put the pieces together at least somewhat. When it comes to gameplay, as someone who's not particularly good at ARPGs and therefore not too in love with them, I can honestly say that NieR Replicant has kept me quite engaged. I played it on easy mode as I was initially only in it for the story, but I was able to get a decent amount of fun and challenge out of it, especially during playthrough E. You'll know what I mean when you get to it. Overall, it's a fun ARPG with responsive combat, fun boss mechanics that has the potential to both challenge you and allow you to feel the battles as your own. A lot of them are quite emotional, with a lot of dialogue, music, and effects that'll get you to fall in love with this masterpiece. If you like good music while playing your games, NieR Replicant will be a joy to go through. The boss battles have some legendary tunes, and even the zones you will spend quite some time running through, like the valley or your own village, have catchy tunes that'll make even running occasional errands feel less tedious. Some of the main characters have their own themes that'll bring you to tears, especially considering how they're played during some crucial moments when it's very important to think about those people. Therefore, if you do decide to pick up NieR Replicant, make sure to listen to in-game music as you're playing, since it's an integral part of your experience. The one thing that can be a bit intimidating about NieR Replicant is its supposed repetitiveness and the weapon grind you need to do in order to find out what happens in endings C and D and consequently E. I wish I could agree with everyone who's ever said it was a pain in the butt, but by the time I got to the weapon grind, I was able to just sell all the items I've acquired from Junk Heap, and I had enough gold to buy all the weapons that were offered at the vendor. The longest part of the weapon grind for me was going through a couple of longer side quests, but even those were filled with lore, and I didn't feel like it was a chore. All in all, it takes a few extra hours to acquire all 33 weapons that you need, and collecting those fragments 3 times to get all the endings isn't the most interesting thing in the world, but it's very much worth it in the long run. Every new playthrough is also littered with additional cutscenes, dialogue, and context that helps you understand the story better and see it from a different perspective. There are plenty of things I'd like to talk about when it comes to NieR Replicant, but almost everything about it would be a spoiler. If you enjoy a story-driven ARPG that takes about 30 to 35 hours of gameplay to experience in its entirety, and you don't mind sobbing in front of your own screen due to sudden existential crises and dilemmas, you'll love this game. If you're in any way, shape, or form intimidated by speedrunning, multiple playthroughs that admittedly take you through some of the stuff you've already seen, even if the context is different, and if you don't enjoy games that give you any sort of serious or depressing food for thought, it might be better to give it some more thought before starting to play it. I personally recommend it with all my heart, and I'm very happy to have been pushed into it by playing by my community, as it's one of the best ARPG games I've ever played. That's pretty much all I wanted to share for now when it comes to NieR Replicant. If you've played through it, leave your thoughts in the comments, as anyone still on the fence about playing it will really appreciate it. If you have any questions, drop them down below, and if you're into RPGs, don't forget to subscribe as there's plenty of content to look forward to around here. You can find my full NieR Replicant playthrough in the pinned comment of this video should you want to check it out, but beware of the spoilers and go through the lore bits carefully if you haven't played it yet. Thanks so much to all the patrons supporting my content, especially our alphas like Andyman, Space Cadet Rick, Garnet Williams, and Elijah Baker. Alright, that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.